You've never had glasses.
I've not.
Molly has glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Does Molly
But I've
wear
never
contacts?
had braces, so...
I've never had braces either.
Ouch!
But has Bailey?
Yeah.
See?
My family has terrible teeth.
And terrible attitudes, I've heard.
Call that to a joke that the audience won't get.
Hello, and welcome back to your favorite podcast. My favorite podcast, Our 3 Cents. I'm Laura.
I'm Molly.
I'm Bailey, and I have it on good authority. It's also Barack Obama's favorite podcast.
Oh,
Is it
wow,
really?
That's,
Yeah. We got that endorsement. Cool.
That's fancy.
Yeah.
Michelle Obama came out with a new book that I really want. And I really wish
she hates our podcast.
No, she doesn't.
You're right.
I really wish that I
Just
could
a
have
joke.
asked all of the conservative people in my life for that for my birthday.
Oh.
But she missed it by literally 2 weeks.
Keep an eye out for Christmas.
Yes!
I call dibs on it.
That's fine. You can call dibs on it.
Not Molly.
What?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
I have an eye infection.
Why? Why?
That's exciting.
That's why I'm wearing my glasses. I'm wearing my glasses. None of the people listening to this can see it, but I am wearing my glasses, something I hate
And she doesn't normally.
about
Although
myself.
I did not notice. No
wow,
offense.
Bailey.
Well,
Thanks.
look at me. Which eye?
Both of them.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
That's why they both look the same.
You can't see the infection.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Then how did you get it?
I don't know. So my eye started hurting 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
and I just thought it was like dry contacts, so I changed my contacts, and then it still hurt, like to the point where I was like, I have to do something. And so I wore my glasses for a day, put in my contacts again the next day, couldn't deal with it, took them out, went to the eye doctor Wednesday after wearing my glasses for like most of last week. And he like looked at me for less than 10 seconds, and I was like telling him my story, trying to, because Sam said it might be allergies. And I was like, that's really late onset allergies. Like, he had joked about it being late onset allergies, but I was like, I'm 24. Like, that's...
Wait, we talked about this.
What?
We talked... I don't think you knew you had an eye infection at the time, but you mentioned that Sam said something about late onset allergies.
Yes, okay, well, full circle.
Uh-huh.
So I was like trying to explain to the eye doctor. Well, he was joking. But I was like trying to explain to the eye doctor, like, because I really didn't want him to say, like, well,
allergies.
You might be allergic to cats or something.
Yeah.
And he looked at me for like less than 10 seconds and pulled away, and he was like, well, yeah, it's pretty obvious you have a fancy I word, ocular something in the back of your eye infection. And I was like, gosh, what? And so like behind my eyes is like this infection, and he like playing it. He was like, it's right there. It's so obvious. And I was like, okay. So I have in both of my eyeballs, and I was like, well, how did I get it? And he was like, oh, it's super common. It's this, that, and the other. You could have touched something and then touched your eye, or something could have gotten in your contact case, or this, that, and the other. And I was like,
wow.
Okay, fine.
Did you have to like throw out any contacts?
Yeah,
or, like, your
I
case?
threw away the ones that I had been wearing up until that point. Like, so I had worn some. I threw those away last week when I went to, like, before I went to the eye doctor. And then the ones that I put in for just the day, I threw those away, and he gave me new ones. And he said to wash my contact case in the dishwasher.
Oh, okay.
I was like, great, fabulous. So, but my glasses that I've been wearing to drive with and to walk with and to just do everything with are 2 prescriptions old.
Oh, no.
So my head just constantly hurts because I can kind of see everything. But, like, barely. It's fabulous. Like, driving during the day is fine. Not good. Like, I can't read road signs.
Worrisome.
But, yes. But I only
For the
take
rest of us.
2 roads everywhere I go, pretty much. Or, like, to work every day. But driving at night, everything just has, like, a halo. My depth perception is gone.
Oh, well, seeing as how it's night.
Yeah. I had to drive. I got off work late last week at some point, and that was the first time that I drove in the dark. And I called Sam halfway through, and I was like, "This was a bad idea. I shouldn't be doing this. This should not be legal." So technically, it's not. And I was like,
Yeah, not to make you spend money or anything, but have you thought about maybe getting some new glasses?
I'll see. Expensive.
Yeah, I don't really know the glasses world. So.
Like $100.
That's cheap though. $100 is cheap.
But still not cheap.
Yeah, how...
My glasses were like $300.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the lowest end that I could go is $100. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's cheap for glasses.
Not being picky at all.
Yeah.
I only wear my glasses... So, I'm blind. Mm-hmm. Like, good Lord. I only wear my glasses from the bathroom to the bedroom. Mm-hmm. Because I can barely make those 5 steps. So, getting new glasses doesn't really make sense.
Right.
Because this is the first time
Except for this second.
Well, this is the first time I've ever had an eye infection.
Right.
And I don't plan on getting more.
Well,
yes,
to be fair, you didn't plan on getting this one.
But I don't want to spend $100 to buy, or like however much to buy glasses when because the day that he diagnosed me, I looked up glasses because I was gonna do Warby Parker online thing that sends you 5 pairs of glasses, and you could try them on, and I was like, I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna look so fancy, blah blah blah, and then I guess started looking at them, and they're all around the ones that I was looking at, or my filtered for price that I put on was $100, and I was like, I don't need these. I would look really cute for a day, but I also hate wearing glasses. They get smudged. I touch them. I hit my face on things. I don't like wearing glasses. It stresses me out. I want my contacts back. Yeah, but yes. So that's how mine.
You don't have to wear them now if you don't want to.
I just realized that I didn't actually need to see
you don't need to see anything.
Because my head's been in a constant state of pain for the past week.
Yeah, this is an audio podcast. You can take them off.
Fabulous. I'm going to get a pillow.
Go for it.
I'm not going to get that pillow because it's stuck, but,
Guys, it was just Thanksgiving. Are we going to post...
Oh, happy...
Post-Thanksgiving
I was going to try to make some indigenous people joke. Reference.
Thank you for trying.
But
I'm sure they appreciate your effort. Oh. Yeah, that was a week ago when people are listening to that.
What did everybody do? Molly, what did you do for Thanksgiving?
I ate lunch. I took a nap, an amazing nap. Probably the best nap I've taken in a really long time. Because I was super tired from eating so much food. And then
That's the best tired.
It was warm. It was the perfect temperature in my room. And it's like a freaking cave in there. I literally get depressed when I go home because my room is so dark and cold. But it's amazing. And my cat took a nap with me, which was also nice.
Which one?
George. My skinny boy.
Not the one that's washed.
Yeah.
Not the one that's been loaded in the dryer or the washing machine.
And then we watched the football game, and then me and my friend went Black Friday shopping.
Ooh, did you get anything fun?
I did.
What did you get?
Gosh. Yes, let me send y'all what I wore Saturday night to the party. It was super cute.
So you bought something on Black Friday
and wore it Saturday
for a party the next day.
Yep.
Oh, gosh, Laura, you had to get the most.
Your brother puts it in a stupid position.
Difficult. Okay? He doesn't use this.
I've taken it out 3 times.
Does this look like a young man's game?
I got 5 things.
Wait, Molly, don't talk. I can't hear you.
What?
She bought 5 things.
Okay.
For $80.
Wow,
that's pretty good.
Deal.
5
I got,
clothing items?
I got a skirt.
See, this is how blind I am.
For narration, Laura has
very Molly,
close to
you are so hot.
Oh, that's cute.
God damn,
that's a cute
Molly.
Little skirt. Or is this what was your skirt?
Damn.
Yeah, it's a skirt.
Molly looking hot.
Yeah, I got both of those.
Skirts
I got the top and the bottom on Forever 21, and then I got this suspender type dress. You know those dresses that come to I guess to your ribs.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Kind of like skater skirts, but a dress.
Yes.
And
We'll have to post this picture now.
They're like a little hipstery, but I could wear that with like a crop top or something. I got those 3 things from Forever 21, and then I got 2 sweaters from Francesca's. I had to restrain myself from buying a dress because I always buy a dress, but I don't have any like long
Was it super
sleeves.
busy when you went?
Huh?
Was it super busy Black Friday shopping when you went?
Not really. We went Thursday night at like 10 o'clock, and there wasn't that many people out. But yeah, I was impressed. I usually can't find anything Black Friday shopping, but I did.
It's crazy that you got like a whole outfit.
Yeah. Especially like an outfit like that. Like I was like thinking about that because I really wanted like a skirt like that. And so to find it and then a shirt to match it and not look like super slutty was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so good.
It looks like if you had a different top, it looks very businessy.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have like a black onesie that's like.
I saw your belly in the top, so you couldn't wear that to work.
Right.
No
whenever I showed
midriffs.
Omar, I like stood really funny and like flashed him my belly button.
Yes. Now the audience doesn't know Omar Molly, so what do you want to say about that?
Omar is my friend.
He's asked questions to the podcast before. We've answered some of his questions.
He is somewhat supportive of me. He has no
Somewhat
business, though, with my feelings, though. Like, I'll tell him I'm sad, and he won't do anything about it. I told him I was sad on Sunday, and he said, "You have the Sunday scaries."
Now, I wouldn't call that doing nothing.
Bare minimum, maybe.
The Sunday scaries. I mean, I get what he means. Kind of.
You never heard that term?
I think I have before.
Bailey, what'd you do for Thanksgiving?
I went to my aunt's house, where she and my grandpa were in a fight.
Ooh, about what?
So it was luckily nothing broke out.
Do they normally fight? Is this like a chance we took?
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's headbutting.
About what?
This time it was like my grandma has some medicine to take, and my aunt didn't think that he would like give it to her the right way, and apparently they just like
is this
got
like
a big argument.
Grandma, grandpa, and their daughter,
Yes,
or daughter-in-law?
yes,
Okay.
yes. Blood relatives.
Got it.
So
That's the worst.
So, nothing broke out there, and we played Cards Against Humanity that night.
That's a dangerous
fun.
game to play sometimes.
I know. We played it with my 16-year-old sister.
She's heard it all at school.
I know. Some of those were interesting. And then I got up and went to Birmingham.
Yeah.
Met the boyfriend's family that I hadn't met.
Time? Yeah.
Yeah, like aunt and uncle.
Did they
cousins.
like you?
They did. I got rave reviews.
Do you like them?
Yeah, they were all really nice and fun. They had a black lab too. That I got to play with.
Baby. What's his name?
Her name was Penelope or Penny.
I love that name.
Yeah, it was good. And we almost played Cards Against Humanity again, but then we just ended up talking. Yeah, it's a good game. And then we went to my grandma's house and I got some good turkey, good ham and good dressing.
My meat of choice on Thanksgiving is ham.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Turkey. People who are like,
really?
I saw so many unpopular opinions saying turkey isn't good, or like,
turkey isn't
why are we all
good.
pretending to like turkey? And I'm like, what? Turkey is amazing.
I agree with those so hard.
I just love ham so much. I love a honey baked ham. Ugh.
Yeah, this kind of like a little sweeter with like the
brown
glaze they put
sugar
on there.
Literally melts my mouth.
Yeah, I'm not a big turkey fan.
More,
I don't
more bitter. I don't like sweet food that much.
Yeah.
See, I just think turkey's more bland.
Mm.
Like it just has less of any kind of taste.
My grandmother makes really good gravy, so I like putting that on.
Yeah,
I don't like gravy.
Yeah, I don't put gravy on there when I eat it, so that makes sense. And then that good red velvet cake, not that chocolate kind. That good kind, not the kind my grandma makes.
I would just like to inform the whole audience.
Yeah, are we gonna pull that up?
Bailey, in the year of the time where we all three lived together,
2016,
valid,
or 2017,
I blew Bailey's mind when I told her that red velvet cake is just chocolate cake dyed red.
And here's the thing. Not the kind my grandma makes.
It's either vanilla cake dyed red or it's chocolate cake dyed red.
Hers is vanilla.
Just so we're all in agreement that there is no red cake. It's just
No,
dye.
I knew it wasn't like red. But the thing about the chocolate is when people make it's like naturally dyed red when people make it. But hers is like bright red, so I knew it was never chocolate.
Some are.
We have some in the fridge. You'll have to try it.
I saw that. I almost took some.
Yeah, because William tried it and was like, this is really good. And not chocolate.
Some are just chocolate with red food coloring.
Yeah.
Like plain and simple.
No.
Like, but not like devil's food, like chocolate.
Yeah. She said she puts a little chocolate in hers, but it's mostly vanilla cake.
Are you sure she's not just saying that because you don't like chocolate cake? And this is just a thing that's going to go to her grave?
That she puts a little chocolate, or that it's not chocolate at all?
No, that it's all chocolate, and she's just telling you that she puts a little chocolate, so that if you taste chocolate.
No, Laura, did you look at it?
No.
You just saw it in the fridge.
I just saw that there was something in the fridge.
It's bright red.
All right.
It's bright red. I'll show you.
All right.
And we'll put this on Twitter too.
All right.
No, it's definitely not chocolate.
All right. Well, I had 2 Thanksgivings, and they were both great. And one was with my family here, and then one was with Sam's family in Missouri, and they were both great. And there were so many great foods. There's lots of driving. We just got back yesterday from Missouri, and I'm so tired. But it was a good trip. It was nice.
Did you do any Black Friday shopping?
No, I've never gone Black Friday shopping.
Me neither.
I only go at nighttime because I don't like I never was into the whole like getting up at the ass crack of dawn.
Well, at this point, Black Friday's illegitimate because
let's say it's
Walmart opened at 5, Best Buy opened before 7, Lowe's and Home Depot opened before 7.
Yeah, that's why I would think going at night is worse because that's when it really starts.
I just like shopping
at night the night before.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never I don't want to fight and there's still some places that break out in fights.
Yeah.
I'm not about that. And I'm not about.
My mom goes Black Friday shopping every year.
Did she go this year?
Yeah. One time she got a smoothie or an icy or some kind of drink thrown on her from an aisle over, no one was throwing it at her, but when they threw it, it hit her.
Who in their Black Friday rush just said, you know what I need during this? I need a break. I'm going to get an icy.
Must have been at Target.
Probably.
No, Target wouldn't do that. Target's too good.
Well, you know what comes after Thanksgiving? Christmas.
Christmas.
And you know what Christmas entails? Shopping for gifts.
Yes.
Presents.
Like we just said at Black Friday.
And you know what buying things does? Shows you all the inner workings of gendered marketing. It wasn't as good as Bailey's.
You got there.
Bailey's.
Oh, thank you.
Thingies.
You got there, though.
But it works.
You got there.
Bailey, what is gendered marketing? Find a definition. Go.
Oh, see, I was going to ask you because you're the marketing major.
God damn it, I knew it was going to happen. And I literally pulled one up earlier and they got rid of it, and now I can't see.
Oh, I got you.
No, I'm doing it.
No, I got you. You can't see.
Gendered advertisements refer to the images in advertising that depict stereotypical gender roles and displays. Advertisers focus on gender relationships because people define themselves by gender, and gender can be communicated at a glance, making it easier for advertisers to use this theme in their work.
So, some basic examples. If you hear people talk about the pink aisle in stores and toy sections, the pink aisle is where all the quote-unquote girly stuff is, the princesses, the babies, that kind of stuff. And then the blue or black aisle, I think I've heard, is going to be your action figures, most of your Legos, sporty stuff, that kind of thing.
Well, in marketing, there's specific colors that you're always taught, like elicit certain emotions. So red, if you look up brands that have red in their logos, it red makes people hungry, red makes people want to spend money, red makes people want to like start, red makes people want to like elicits all of these feelings that are utilized by brands to do certain things. And so like Target and all of these other big name stores have red in their brands. Primary colors are also utilized. So like Walmart is blue, Target's red. Like if you can stick within the primary colors, those act like serve different purposes to make people feel different things. And when you get down to like gendered marketing, you see on different aisles how different aisles change colors. So like Bailey was saying, when you get to the toy section, you will see that a lot of the like nameplates for different toys or different products, like those at the bottom will have a pink background, or all of the products will be in pink packaging, or whatever, and you'll have pastels and pinks and purples and blues and creams and whites and glitter and those type of colors on more girly aisles. And then when you go to the boy section, they're blues and blacks and oranges and deep greens or lime greens, and that's like harder, brighter, vibrant colors, whereas the girl section was pastel and muted and dainty to attract the different genders. So a little girl is supposed to be attracted to the pinks and the pastels and the dreamy, and little boys are supposed to be attracted to the vibrant colors. And it works well for marketers.
So Laura, why does it matter? Why can't girls just stay in the pink aisles and boys stay in the blue aisles? Or Molly, it's a rhetorical question meant to spur a conversation, so I don't really care who wants to jump in.
In the marketing field and in like classes like business classes and stuff that talk about it, it's talked about kind of, you get to parts of marketing that are like, ooh, we don't like that, like like Disney pumps in smells at Disney parks, and people don't like that because it like makes you feel like everywhere you go smells good, and so when you leave, you like they legitimately sell Disney smell because Disney pumps in smells, so you can buy that and take that home and always feel bad.
And what's that website?
Huh?
What's that website where I can buy that?
Probably like Yankee Candle.
Yes.
But like Disney does that, and people don't like that because
people don't like to be tricked.
They don't like to be tricked. When it's like that, and that's the thing with marketing, is like, are we tricking you, or is this just playing into the emotions? Because emotions and wants and actions can be spurred by all of your senses. So in use Target as an example again. In Target, there's a specific way around Target that they want you to follow, and by color blocking their stores, they're forcing you, hopefully, normally, to go in the direction that they want you to go. So if you've ever been at a Target and you walk in and there's like the dollar section and then the food court, or like the little food area, and then you keep going, it's usually like women's bathing suits and bags, and then you keep going, and you can follow yourself around Target, and if you've ever been in one, that's the directions that they want you to go, and there's a specific place in every Target that the managers have set it up, and that's where they want you to get to before you break off. So if you notice, the next time you go into Target and you get to a certain place and then you start getting in your direction, whether you've passed it or you have to round back around or whatever, that was done on purpose, and people say that they're being tricked by that, when like, no, your body wants to do that. It's your natural reaction. It's your instinct to do whatever you're actually doing, but it wasn't a conscious effort, and people don't like making unconscious efforts. So when you market to different genders, people find that as like to be a trick, because why is everything in a woman's life marketed to this dreamy perfection, like aspiration, not aspiration. Yeah, aspiration. Yeah.
Barbie's dream home or whatever.
Yeah, like there's this like aspire to be this, or always want to be perfect or smooth or dainty or feminine or whatever, like razor commercials, like feminine product commercials. There's always like a quality of
like
life
a
that
wispiness and
like a like very white, clean,
like a sheets commercial or like a laundry commercial.
When in like comparison, a boys' toy commercial or a men's like
truck commercials or where they're always just like driving over
mountains,
dirt and mountains, right?
They use very like environmental images,
like hard work and like very outdoorsy kind of things.
And people have had problems with it more recently because it feels like you're saying that the two can't be intertwined.
Yes.
And some marketing departments have changed, and so DeWitt is something that sounds like that. And they're a like underwear company, and they used to be solely men, and so they sold work shirts, work pants, and underwear. And their like marketing tag was like even in like while doing hard work or whatever, and like it was a caricature of a man cutting wood with an axe or doing something with a chainsaw, very rugged lumberjack looking caricature of a man, and his pants didn't ride down, and even if they did, his underwear wouldn't ride down, so like you wouldn't be able to see his crack, is essentially what they were saying.
Yeah.
Well, then they started making women versions of the commercial that would play in the 30-second ad space after the 30-second ad spaces they normally hosted. And so then the next time you would see a woman, and she would be doing, and I think part of their commercials was like womanly activities, like household things, and then all of a sudden the woman would be outside doing something, and her shirt would have been tucked, and it was an actual woman, and her shirt was tucked into her pants, and she would be reaching up high for something or bending down for something, and it wouldn't come away from her pants, so you wouldn't be able to see like the back of her, like the bottom of her back, which is a problem that women have. And so they've started doing that like equal marketing campaign, and other brands are doing it also, or they're just not assigning color or gender roles to their products.
Right. And Nat, you've just said the two magic words I wanted to talk about, which
Go ahead.
Gender roles. Because that's my problem with gendered marketing. It's like you said, it assumes all of these things like, oh, women or young girls are going to like the color pink, and women usually do like these kinds of jobs, and men do these kind of jobs, so they need these, big rugged trucks. Or
well, a big thing in gendered marketing is playing specifically into gender roles. So in the past, we always saw ads from the 50s specifically where, and teachers always talked about how different it was and how that made you feel as a woman, but it would be like a cleaning supply or a household item, and there was a whole range of them that were specific household things, cleaning supplies or laundry detergent or whatever, where their taglines were for him. Like, you were whatever you were doing, we are marketing it to her to make her happy for his happiness. Like, if she's doing the job well, he'll be happy, so she'll be happy. But it's like off-putting, obviously, in this day and age. But I had one professor who compared it to advertising material now, and it wasn't that different. This was while I was still in college and a couple years before I graduated. So, I mean, it's been a couple years and things have advanced. but he was showing, like, Mr. Clean advertisements or laundry advertisements or a lot of baby advertisements are catered specifically to the female. But they're still catered toward, you see a woman in the kitchen cleaning, or you see a woman mopping, or you see a woman vacuuming, or see a woman cleaning the bathroom. And, or, like, even such specific things as the hands that you see, if you can tell that the hands that you're seeing using cleaning products are women's hands, it still elicits the response of, that is a woman's role.
Yeah. I remember, actually, I noticed a few years ago, one time, what's the men boner pill? Viagra. It was like Viagra or Viagra-like commercials, and it was advertising with a sexy woman. And then there was a commercial with essentially like Viagra for women, and it was also with a sexy woman. I'm like, wait a minute, why are sexy women selling both of these things? Where are the sexy men?
So there's a enigma, I guess. What's an enigma mean? What is
like a mystery?
Yeah. So there's like this thing in marketing where men don't want to, subconsciously, this is all like studied and seen, men don't react well to men advertising their products. Real men advertising their products. So truck commercials, you'll rarely ever see a person. Chevy started doing person things,
that makes sense.
but it's a mix of real people. They're not ever real, but there's a mix of real people, and it's men, women, old, young, black, white, demographics all over the place. So you're not, like, identifying with a character.
Like, you don't think that's you.
In a lot of, like, male personified commercials or male dominated commercials, you're not gonna see a man, because men don't identify well with the characters that are given to them. So in the Viagra commercial, you're not gonna see so in female commercials, we are supposed to identify as the woman in the tampon commercial or the woman in the razor commercial, because we females identify the action, not the character. Men identify the opposite way. So they identify with the character and not the action. So to make a man pay attention to a commercial, you have to get them to identify with whoever is, like, doing the action. And if there's no one doing the action, then all they can focus on is the action itself. So the truck or the underwear or the what have you. Women know that we shave all the time. We're going to look at the razor instead of the woman shaving. We clean. So we're going to look at the cleaning products and the usefulness of the cleaning products, less at the woman cleaning.
Is that why in razor commercials the women's legs are already shaved? Because we're not paying that much attention to it.
That's just because
that's just old-fashioned sexism.
That's just because none of the shit works as well as it's supposed to, so they have to pretend that...
They can't show how well it really works.
Yeah, because they waxed her. There's a whole other in-depth, like, they don't use real food in food commercials. Like, potatoes are ice cream. There's cardboard in almost every food commercial you're going to see. Like,
I learned that milk is, not milk, cereal is like glue, and...
Oh, yeah, because it doesn't float, or it doesn't sink to the bottom.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what the cereal is, but I know glue is the milk.
That's gross.
Well, like, the thing that you're supposed to be looking at is normally real. So, like, if you see Frosted Flakes in a bowl, that's not milk, but it is the Frosted Flakes, because they can't.
Fun fact, the frozen yogurt in the Good Place is mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
I guess so they can, like, shape it easier and they don't have to worry about it melting.
Well, they have to get, like,
while they're sheeting.
Shaving cream is used for all whipped cream commercials because shaving cream doesn't melt, but you can mold it. And you can pump it out of any aerosol can. But yeah, stuff like, it's all a lie. Everything's a lie.
Guys, we're always being tricked. Don't worry about...
That's what marketing is. Marketing is just one big trick, and how to trick people into thinking they need something or want to do something or whatever. It's just different ways of tricking people and what's going to play into your demographic. And gender marketing is the same thing. It's just you're taking a very broad subject matter and saying that all women fall into this category and all men fall into this category, where those lines are blurred and have been blurred for a really long time.
Right, and that's why, like, stepping back to gender roles, that's why another reason people usually get frustrated in it, because you don't want to enforce, like, those lines and put people in those boxes. Because I remember Lego a few years ago kind of got under some criticism because their, like, 4-girl Legos were, like, more simplistic and, like, more traditionally feminine. So, like, there's less for them to build.
Yeah.
And so I know that they came out with, like, little, like, minifigures is what their little people are called, with, like, women who are also, like, scientists or astronauts and, like, stuff like that.
There's been a lot of the recoil and, like, the going back
backlash?
Backlash and, like, having to go back in and fix what they've done. So, like, the For Her Legos did that, and then all of a sudden, a couple, like, months later, their new campaign was a girl inside of an astronaut costume building it out of Legos, which was great, but they had to do that because they didn't do that before.
Right.
So, like, you can say good for Lego, but the reason they did that was because they fucked up.
Right.
And, like, there's a bunch of products like that are like, why did you think that? Like, Bic for her.
I was gonna, Laura, I pulled up a list of 12, it's a time list, 12 products marketed to one gender for no good reason. Bic for her's on there. Can I read from my list?
Yeah, so this list that Ben's about to read is a product list that of products, and we're not saying that some products don't need to be marketed specifically to genders, because women should not take Viagra, and men should not take the normally, like, prescribed birth control.
Right. And even, like, this picture at the top is razors. We do use razors for different things. Like, men typically don't shave their legs. Women typically don't have to shave their faces. So having them different is fine, but these are a little extreme.
The way that you advertise for no good reason, and color plays into this a lot. When what you're going to find in this list is that a lot of companies just simply change the color of a product, hike up the price, which we'll talk about on a later date, and market it to a different gender, but it's the exact same product.
This one doesn't seem to be a women's version of anything. It's just called Go Girl Energy Drink. It's an all pink can. It's less than 5 calories per can. Oh no, I had to reload. It's got, the breast cancer awareness little ribbon on there.
Well, that's another thing. Women like low calorie things. So,
that's what it says in someone's, like, review of it, like, color coded to be gender specific, insults women by dieting their drinks.
Women are more, I mean, that's a normal marketing tool. Women are more interested in dieting. So in a couple weeks from now, we're going to see a lot of things turn pink, and get ready for the new year, because statistically more women start dieting than men do, and more women pick up a exercise diet regime for the new year. More women put lose weight on their New Year's resolutions list. So more of the gym membership, like Jane's Gym, which is an all women's gym, is going to start, like, hosting a bunch of stuff, and, like, there's going to be a lot more, like, Zumba classes and more women-centered classes open up in January, because
interesting,
women have a higher capacity to go to the gym for the New Year's.
A box, kind of just, like, shades of gray and black with some stripes on it. Kleenex, man size, which that didn't have a lot of forethought. Quote unquote Brogurt. It's an 8-ounce cup, a black container. It looks like it's got little bull horns on the front. That just says powerful yogurt. So why do men need powerful yogurt? It's strawberry flavored, like, it's going to be pink on the inside.
There's another thing in marketing where we all learned that, and I'm not even trying to shade, but that men have a very, what's it called?
Small penis?
No. Not toxic masculinity, but...
like, low tolerance for, like, femininity?
No, like, they're so scared of, like, not being gay.
Right, yeah. I feel like that would play into toxic masculinity. You keep thinking about it while I talk about bounce fabric softener
whatever
sheets
it is.
For men.
Whatever it is. It's like they're so worried about being seen as not masculine that they don't partake in, like, very simple hygiene or health conscious things.
It's where Queer Eye gets all their...
Right. Or wherever, because they don't want to be seen as lesser or more feminine, which would be lesser or any less masculine. And so products that maybe hadn't even marketed themselves to women but are like majority bought by and used by women to market to men, they make themselves darker and more rugged, like Brogurt, because even yogurt is too feminine for the most masculine of men.
And again, it's strawberry. It's gotta be pink on the inside.
I do though always find it interesting to, like, learn that a guy is, like, taking care of his skin and, like, doing normal hygiene stuff, just because, like, I don't ever see guys do that.
Yeah, because it's
and
not
that's just like a normal, like, human body thing. It shouldn't be
it's not considered
only for
masculine
women.
though, because and, like, on the flip side, most products like that are marketed towards women or just understood to be a female's product.
We're the ones who have rows and rows of facial cleanser and makeup and
so
exfoliation.
If you see a man go down the aisle, you assume he's buying for his spouse or whoever, not himself. And so, you know.
Here's Bic for her.
The pins that are pink.
Oh, they're not all pink.
They're purple too.
They received more than 2,000 funny reviews on Amazon, like this one that says, "I was disappointed to find that only 1/5 of the pins I received were pink, or maybe more. I can't do maths."
Yes.
Signal White Now Men toothpaste, just black toothpaste that says for men on it.
There's when Dr. Pepper came out with their 23.
That's on here too.
Dr. Pepper came out with a
It was like their 10-year or something.
10. It was 10. It's Dr. Pepper 10.
Yeah.
Strictly advertised toward men. Their commercials and their radio, and their online ads strictly ran with a man, and it was slight parody, but it was men centered, and it played into the fact that a lot of men think that dieting and low calorie alternatives to full leaded whatever is not something they need to worry about and is considered feminine subconsciously. That Dr. Pepper made a rugged can and advertised their low calorie only 10 calorie diet soft drink to men specifically. None of their advertisements had women in them, and it literally said Dr. Pepper for men in all of their advertisements.
It said, like, no girls allowed or something was part of the tagline.
Yeah.
We've got...
Fragile masculinity.
That is right. Good job, Laura.
Okay, no, speaking of that, my 6-year-old cousin, well, he's my cousin's child. He was...
Second cousin.
I just call him my cousin. But my actual cousin was telling me that... that whenever he was playing, his child was playing with his, like, someone he's related to that's a girl, she brought out Barbies, and he, like, ran from them. Like, he did not want to touch them or be seen with them. I was like, he's 6. Like,
it starts young.
Yeah,
how does he
it really
know?
does.
Like, I was playing with, like, Barbies and G.I. Joes, like, Transformers, like, all those little toys when I was little. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Unpopular, or not unpopular opinion, but controversial opinion. There's no such thing as toxic and or fragile femininity for a reason. But there is scientific proof and statistics citing fragile and toxic masculinity. Because I don't know what environment that child is raised in, but I know from the marketing standpoint that he is taught, if he watches any TV, gets on any internet, listens to the radio at all, that there are subconscious and subliminal messaging telling him that he should not be playing with those and that he belongs in a different aisle and that his toys are different than her toys.
Right, because he probably only goes down the boy toy aisle, which there aren't really, I mean, there aren't any Barbies. There's some action figures at most. And it's not like anyone's stopping and say, boys need to play with Barbies or dolls. Or
but subliminal messaging and subconscious messaging to... And here's the thing, is he's 6. And whether his parents choose to keep him from girly, in quotations, toys or more feminine products, that's their decision. And, like, that's their life. But even grown men need a Brogurt and a Dr. Pepper for him. And if a grown...
I didn't know what you were saying when you said Brogurt.
Oh, yeah. If a grown men need special marketing campaigns just to buy yogurt and to buy a diet soft drink, imagine how the subliminal messaging and subconscious messaging gets to a 6-year-old.
Right, because again, your cousin might just really hate dolls, but any boy should be allowed to play with dolls if he wants to, not just... Usually, like, in the media, when you see it, it's because that boy, like, is gay or, like, is going to grow up and be gay. And, like, that's not how it should be. And that can be true.
And we're not saying these things as, like, hearsay or whatever. As, like, someone who studied marketing campaigns and advertising methods and things, this statistically works. Dr. Pepper didn't spend multi-millions of dollars on an advertising campaign specifically for men and change logos and packaging with no background or no, like... benefit involved.
Yeah.
Brogurt didn't create a brand with no, like, backing and no, like, necessary, like, funding. And it's still a brand today that you can go buy at Walmart. All of these things are happening because it works and other brands did it first. And it worked so well because all of a sudden, men can buy Kleenex because they have some for themselves. Like, this works because there are men out there who couldn't buy things unless they thought that it wouldn't look dainty or feminine or whatever. And so, like...
Do y'all remember romp hymns?
Yes.
When we had to rename rompers for guys?
Is that
because guys can't just
better than Her Story? Like history, but Her Story?
I think it depends on if they're being sincere or ironic.
Right.
Rachel McElroy, who's on this podcast I like called Wonderful, her pinned tweet is, if there's one commercial that reminds me why America couldn't bring themselves to elect a woman president, this is it. And it's one of those Schick, I think, Hydro Silk razors.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like a pink lady razor who she like has boobs and arms. Like, why does the razor need boobs?
Personifying products is great too.
I think there was a pizza company that did that too, like, gave boobs to a slice of pizza.
That's a whole other thing. Fact that...
It's nothing to do with boobs, but you can keep going.
Oh, okay.
Is it to do with what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Not the...
You just look very suspicious. I'm sorry.
Well, not the razor. Like, right before the razor talk, it's specific to that. We have a product, or we used to have a product in our store called a bro tank, and it was just like a razorback tank, and people started getting like really offended that we had just bro tanks, and like it was just a men's sizing, and so we created like a women's tank, and now like any thing on our website or like on any piece of paper if it says bro tank, well, we have to get rid of it and just rename it like as a tank. And it's kind of interesting because the women's tank is actually more of a bro tank, because, you know, bro tanks to me are like the like fully covered back, you know what I'm talking about? Like like razorbacks I don't see as a bro tank. Those are just razorback tanks, whereas the our women's tank covers your entire back, where the men's tank is the razorback.
See, they should just be plain tanks and razorback tanks.
We just call them all tanks, but...
There you go.
We have to be, like, really careful with our marketing, because people get offended very easily.
But that's the thing, and, like, this is one of those things where it's, like, in that case, is it that big of a deal? Probably not. But however many people got offended and made this company in Atlanta, Georgia, change, and you have to throw everything away. Think about a big company who does it on a multi-million-dollar scale and then does it on purpose.
Yeah.
Chose because they weren't getting a certain demographic to buy their things. We're going to market specifically to them and change packaging and stuff. What the backlash on them, like Lego or a different toy brand. Or
I read that Target has desegregated, not the right word, but gendered. They're gonna stop having a boy aisle and girl aisle. And what Molly just said actually reminds me of in stores, like men and women's sections.
Yeah.
Like clothes don't have a gender. Sometimes when I was Ellie Sattler for Halloween, that's where I found my shirt, was in the men's section, in the men's discount section, because they didn't have one in the women's. That was pink.
Yeah, like all the graphic tees in Target or in the men's section.
That's what I was gonna say. I want a graphic what else I've got from Old Navy. Yeah. Because if they're in the women's section, they're usually just some words and a very cursive writing and
it's like the meme of Forever 21.
Yeah, the men's section is where I got my NASA shirt.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing we faced in our company. We have men's and women's shorts. The only difference is the cut of them. Women's shorts are shorter and men's shorts are longer. And the women's shorts are soccer short length, so they go a little past mid-thigh, and the guys go all the way to your knee. And a lot of guys don't like the length of our shorts, and so they'll pick up a women's, and I just want to let them know, just in case they don't know, because we do it by white hangers are women's sizes and black hangers are men's sizes, and so some people don't know that, so I just let them know when they're buying it, that's women's size. And one time a guy was oh, I don't want these, and put them away.
Yeah.
And the mom came back 5 minutes later and was he wants these, he's just embarrassed. Yes. And I was I wasn't trying to say anything, I was just
right. You were just telling him they were. Right, I see why, when some things are cut different, yes, you want to separate them, but a lot of times, I don't like how the women's stuff is cut, I just want, a plain cut, or, like you said, in that case, the men like the shorter shorts better.
Yeah, and so, when we had a big production meeting, my manager was we shouldn't have the men's or women's in front of our shorts, we need to rename our shorts something different, or just our clothes in general, we need to have gender neutral terms, but we were all struggling to find the right description for them without using specific word. We're okay, women's cut is a more slim athletic fit, whereas a men's cut is a looser regular fit, but we were struggling to come up with different words so it didn't make it sound like we were describing a women's jersey.
Yeah.
Because we didn't
But in that case, you
make the, never mind.
Okay. I was just saying, in that case, y'all should change your name because, it was hurting your business the other way. If that guy's mom hadn't come back and bought his shorts, you would have, lost that sale. So, do you want to lose sale because you put men and women in front of shorts, or do you just want to say short shorts, long shorts,
We ended up just making a whole new product. We made a shorter men's cut.
I mean, I like the non-gender toy section in the non-gender clothes. There's arguments for both sides. As a marketing person, I can see it because it's so easy to market to different splitting up demographics is literally the first step in how you market a product. It's
right.
What's your demographics, and
who are you trying to reach?
There's a sweet spot that you can get to that's not too vague and that's not too specific. And if we degenderized everything, it would make demographics harder. But that's also my ingrained background in no, that's not right.
Yeah.
And, like, no, we can't combine everything because boys and girls are different. And you can't. Because, like, I have boobs. So you can't wear the same shirt.
Right.
Even though most of my shirts are, like, could be considered men's shirts.
I was going to say, if we weren't, let's say Old Navy, just, again, for example, wasn't divided into men's and women's, and it was just, like, button-downs, etc., I would probably shop more in what the men's section is.
Did you know that
because I buy button-downs and t-shirts.
Button-downs and women's button-downs are different because our buttons are on the left and theirs are on the right?
Yes, I did, but that
doesn't have nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I could take it either way.
Mm-hmm. Well, we put on our own clothes now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like how...
Because they didn't put on their clothes.
Oh.
They had, like, a handmaid do it. Like a... Whatever.
So they were doing it from the front?
Well, it was because corsets were so tight. So they couldn't bend.
Oh, we didn't put on our own.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Men put on their own because they didn't have any undergarments as much as they did.
Men didn't.
We had, like, bustiers and brassieres and...
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't had those for a while.
Corsets. No, we have not.
Yeah. Molly, what were you going to say?
We've also had electricity for a really long time, but we still suffer from daylight savings times, so...
Okay, that's a different topic.
I don't like the way women's clothes fit. Half the time they're too tight.
Yeah, I would say at least half the time for me.
Same.
Like, women's button-up, like I can't stand them because they're either, like, too short on the sides, or they're just too tight. Like, my mom has, like, a boyfriend fit button-up.
Yeah.
And it's so nice and comfortable, and I love it.
Yeah.
Granted, I do look like a boy in it, but...
But I remember, like, high school, it was, like, a fad for at least a semester, that everybody went everybody bought Polo brand button-downs.
Yes.
And they were all men's. And they were oversized because you got your size in men's, which was, like, a size up, usually.
And they had
this, like...
The circle, was it the crew neck? The circle neck? Not the V-neck.
Oh, no, I meant the button-downs, like the collared shirts, like, that your dad would wear to work.
Oh, see, we wore the t-shirts, like the
I also bought
shirts.
the crew neck. I always bought the crew neck because Polo didn't have men's V-necks at that time. So I would have to buy, if I wanted a V-neck, which I did get some, but I've always been plus size, and, like, Polo sold solely women's V-necks and men's crew necks, and you couldn't get a women's shirt and crew, and you couldn't get a men's shirt and V while I was in high school. And so if I wanted a women's shirt and V and a V-neck, the highest size they went up to was an extra large, and it was super tight on me, so I would get a men's crew cut, or when this collared shirt fashion became a thing, I would buy those, and they went down to, like, right below your butt, and they were just a collared shirt with a pocket, and it was like something your dad would wear to work, and I was just like, this is fashion. And it was so nice because, like, I was wearing men's shirts my whole, like, elementary and middle school years because Abercrombie and Aeropostale and American Eagle were popular, but I could never wear girl shirts from any of those stores because my boobs were too big. And so my mom would go to, like, Gatlinburg or Alabama, like, to the beach, and we would always go to the outlets, and we would buy, like, American Eagle, Aeropostale, Abercrombie guys' shirts, because they didn't have the same guy shirts, like, at our outlets as they did at, like, any of the other ones. It was always regional. And so I would come back wearing a guy's shirt, Aeropostale shirt, and then, like, no other guy in my school is going to be wearing it, so it'll be fine. And then when guys' fashion became women's fashion, it was just like my whole world changed because I could finally wear clothes that fit me.
Right.
Because when I was a kid, no popular women's or, like, girls' store, like, fit. Like, I never could wear American Eagle stuff. I could never wear Aeropostale stuff.
What about Limited Too?
I didn't even fucking try. I was like, you got a purse? I can maybe wear a purse. Maybe.
What's that other store that was like
Justice.
Limited Too? Justice just for girls. Thank you, Laura. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Speaking of the necks that y'all are talking about, the necks and shirts. A lot of times, like, online, I'll see women's t-shirts have, like, that crew neck, or, like, a scoop neck is what they call it. So it's, like, a little deeper.
It's supposed to show cleavage.
Yeah, it's, like, weird. I just want a crew neck.
Yeah. But that's the difference, is used to. Before, and I do really think it was before, I don't know this for sure, I'm just, like, assuming. But I think it was before gay culture was more mainstream. And it's not accepted, but we did capitalize off of it. Because when gay men started coming out more and making a statement more and showing that men looked good in V-necks and in tighter pants and in more like form-fitting.
I was gonna say, that's even like really basic changes.
It's very basic, but before that, men were in, I mean, like, look at the 90s and early 2000s. Men were in very loose-fitting jeans. They were in crew, larger shirts.
I feel like Chandler on Friends wore some very, very floppy khakis.
It was very bulky, very large. Yeah. Cargo pants were a big deal. Like, all of these things. And then when gay culture came, and it was less of, like, a taboo, and there was, in the media, men dressing well, was still, like, a more feminine style. When that became more mainstream, now you see, and I mean, this was early 2000s, 2010s, you see men's fashion now having V-necks. The first time Laura Triplett ever got to wear a V-neck was when a men's store started selling V-necks.
Right.
Because I couldn't fit into any of the other ones. And then you saw men getting more tapered pants, and you saw men getting, like, where sweaters were fit their body, and it wasn't a like bulky box, like it wasn't rectangle square. It was like you could see that, but there had to have been like a start somewhere, and mostly in like the gay community, and where it went into mainstream media, and someone somewhere was like, no, I actually look good in this, I'm gonna wear this, and then it spurred this like,
which you're right,
fashion movement.
I remember like guys wearing skinny jeans like meant they're gay, or like you looked gay in those, but you're right.
I mean, in high school, and like it's not even that far ago, because we all just graduated college, if you think about it.
Yeah.
When we were in high school and beyond, gay men wore straight leg jeans.
Right.
Like, the tighter your pants, the gayer you were. I mean, like, this whole, like, stigma around clothing, where now you're walking down the street and it's like, 7 years ago, I would have thought you were gay. Or my, like, peers would have just assumed. And now it's, like, this natural thing that a lot of men are starting to dress better. We are off topic.
No, I think we're on topic. Well, great. Kind of. I feel like I would shop more in the men's section if I wasn't a woman shopping in the men's section.
Bring it back. Breaking down gender roles makes it harder as a marketer, because we can't put everybody in there. And like, as a marketer, we're supposed to put people in boxes, and you're supposed to check all these boxes. And I can market to Molly because she's athletic and she's girly and she's this, that, and the other. But 3 of those things probably contradict each other to another marketer who's marketing in a different market, or who's marketing a different product or whatever. And I don't know why Bic made Bic for women. I don't know why the Kleenex made Kleenex for men. There's certain products that I don't understand. I understand the razors. Yeah. Because just like, as a person who understands why we market things to different people, being able to market different things to different body areas. But
yeah, like pins. We all use pins the same way.
Kleenex, don't get it.
Kleenex, the same. Yogurt's the same. Tide was on there. That's the same.
Yeah.
Low calorie Dr. Pepper.
I get the low calorie thing. But it doesn't mean that it's right, and it doesn't mean that it should continue. Right. And it doesn't mean that you would lose any business if you took all of the gender marketing out. Like, it would be interesting to see what a non-gender specific cosmetics aisle looked like in Walmart, or a non-gender toy section looked like in Target, or if you just took all of the gender marketing out of cleaning, or like the grocery section of a grocery store. It would be interesting to see how different it would be.
Yeah. Because good marketing doesn't mean it's good for society.
No. And marketing does influence a lot of society and a lot of stigmas.
Right. And then vice versa. Like, like you said, the reason marketing people do that is because that's what they pick up on.
Well, with the rise of social media, society actually influences media more than the media had been influencing society, which was opposite than, honestly, 10 years ago, because society was the larger portion. Now, media is more, and you're learning things from your peers quicker than marketers can pick it up. So we're getting fads like a week or a month late, and you've already been influenced by them. So, things are changing. I don't know if it'll ever get to the point where it needs to be or where it's right or if there ever is a right way to do it, but it'll be interesting to see. I like the Target thing. I like that they're doing that.
Yeah, so do I. That's good.
All right. Well, we meant to talk about two things, but this was a very broad topic, and I'm glad we got to cover it because it's been on the list for a while. We'd love to hear what you think about gendered marketing, or if you ever, like, if you've noticed some things that you didn't know before, or
have some fun products for us to see.
Yeah, if you see anything in store, we'd love to see those, because those are always my favorite things to pick out when they say for women specifically or for men. The subliminal things are harder to pick out, but obviously if you see a Bic for her, please send it to
Show us your Bic for her.
Other than that, I guess that's it. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yes.
If you would like to send us any pictures or product links or anything, you can email us at ourthreecentspod with the word 3 at gmail.com. You can talk to us on Twitter at ourthreecentspod with the number 3. You can find us on SoundCloud or Spotify or YouTube. To listen to us, please go listen to all of our previous episodes. And thank you to Kevin MacLeod for our intro music, Digital Lemonade, as always. And if there's nothing else, I'm Laura.
I'm Molly.
I'm Bailey.
Bye.
Bye.